Alright, this really had me in a bad way on the last stream. I remember exactly what occurred here. Let me change my category here real quick. And we'll get started. I should have a little over a half hour to squeeze in as much gaming as we can. This might be a shorter than normal session, but it's a session all the same. Got stuck once really bad towards the end. Okay. I've had a couple of tough spots. There's one puzzle that the thing is, what's been tough for me is I have to make sure that I remember that, like, everything's fair game in terms of, like, where to find information or talk to people. And I kind of went in with the misconception that, like, oh, I finished, like, the comedy club sort of dream. Like, I'm done with that area. And the same thing with, like, oh, the Bread Kingdom, done with that. These are all very adventure game sentences. But it's important to remember that there are kind of things I need to go back to those areas with different combinations of things. And that's what kind of, I've been stuck a few times on that. But we are also stuck right now, but maybe with the, fresh eyes and stuff, we can figure this out together here. And yes, I did have a soda. Summer redeemed the Bar Shandy Aid. And yeah, I'll certainly clip it out for YouTube, but it'll be earlier in the VOD, so if you're interested in that. It's a doozy. Yeah, it's getting worse. But it's a good game. I really do recommend this if no one's played Lucid Dreaming before. It's a heck of a good game. Lucid Dreaming. First play continues. Realize I never changed the stream title. Okay. So what are we doing right now? The way that this puzzle has been laid out to us, we are helping this guy Woody, voiced by Dominic Armato, who's hilariously a food reviewer. And we're helping him write a food review about how much he does not like the food at this particular establishment. But the twist to this thing is that we basically need to find specific, I guess, like Midlands type words that like will, basically like replacement words for fancy food words that Woody is that Woody's using, basically. So we've done 2 of the 3 words that we need to change. Yeah, the other word is not in there currently. But I think the last word we need is the word leathery. We need a replacement for the word leathery. Now, there's been some inklings that this Curly fellow here is leathery, has a leathery face or something like that. However, I'm not 100% sure how we get that word to kind of come out. Now, that's just a lead. It might not actually be that. But the way that we've been able to solve these puzzles is to sort of ask for help. So we can ask, probably not the landlord, but let's say, if we go to Fig Hall here quick, we could ask Howard here, not pick up Howard, but just talk to Howard.
Are you any good on local terminology?
What's that, young wimple snuffer?
What about leathery? Any ideas there?
Not really.
So yeah,
never mind. Bye.
That's the tough part. But yeah, there's been kind of some inklings that where we just were. One guy has like a leathery face, so maybe we can do something to sort of like get somebody to say something. I don't know. But so Curly doesn't talk to us though. I think
I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
He's hardly spoken a word in 10 years.
Fascinating.
Not really.
No, I suppose it isn't. Hey, girl. I have a happier soul now, but a smellier hand.
mean, like, can we...
Hello.
I wouldn't bother. He's hardly spoken a word in 10 years.
Fascinating.
Not really.
No, I suppose it isn't.
Like, I almost want him to turn his face or something, and maybe, like, the landlord will exclaim or something.
That doesn't need a glass eye. That doesn't need a glass eye. It looks like a pointy cat with big teeth. Who's the guy with the dog?
I don't mind him. That's just Curly the caretaker. Thickest skin for miles around.
Yeah.
And that dog can chew through pretty much anything.
Thickest skin, that's what it is.
Who's
I don't mind thickest skin. And that
So that's
Bye.
what's
Bye,
kind
then.
of interesting. Thickest skin. Like, do we have to use beetles with
that
Curly?
doesn't need its flesh stripped.
You know? I don't know. It's kind of a tricky one, right? Is there anything else we
He
can talk
doesn't
to
look
Woody?
like he's enjoyed that pie much. What local words do you need?
Let me see. I need good local words for leathery.
Leathery.
Bye.
Bye.
That's literally all we have right now. So I don't really know what else to do other than just talk to some people again here.
I'll just leave you to it. What did they write on your walls?
Go in and see for yourself. I don't even know what half of it means.
I'll just leave you to it.
Right, I forgot about this. This is another one where there's graffiti on the wall, right?
I'll read a bit that isn't covered up. My sister is a spongoose. I recognise that handwriting. Flump the police. This shop smells like wee. Can't argue with that. Brian hates tits. He probably hates people who steal cameras too by now. Figgington sucks bottoms. Ne'er a truer word was scrawled. Lloyd is all cockles. That's definitely false advertising. I'll read a bit that isn't... My sister...
So that's looped. Now the other thing is that we have this fur coat here. We
I
can
can't reach
for
the
it.
hook.
We can't get it down. And she mentions that there's graffiti that's been covered up. That suggests that it's like we can maybe lift the fur coat off, like
I don't
use the
need to dig
trowel
that.
to lift it, like
It's designed for outdoor use only.
trying to think of long things that we have. Thinking maybe there's a word behind the fur coat that we want. You know what I mean? That's my theory. My other theory. Got a lot of theories, you see. Gonna use the beetles.
Poor little things must be starving.
Have I not thought of that?
Wow, they made short work of that.
Okay.
Curly has a face like a crumplish swan anus. Judging by what the pub landlord said about Curly's face, I guess crumplish must mean thick and leathery.
Let's go.
I love a good local adjective. I must remember to tell Woody about it.
All right, there we go. Who knew that, terminology for a swan's anus would help us today? This is why you tune into this stream. Okay. Well, that was easier than I expected.
I think I have a new word for you.
Great. Let's hear it.
Crumplish.
Crumplish. I think it means thick and leathery. And also possibly like a swan's anus.
Oh, good work. That'll describe the texture perfectly.
I must remember to never eat here.
Right. Let's get this published to the blog.
Cool.
Done. Okay. What do you need to know?
All right, and so yeah, for anybody just joining us on this one, Woody was a former police officer working this Fig Brothers case, which we are sort of now investigating a little bit. This is almost a detective story now. It's kind of interesting.
Can you tell me about the Fig Brothers case now?
Oh, sure. It all started 10 years ago. It was my first week on the force when we got an anonymous tip-off about the body. We brought the victim's brother in for questioning, but had to let him go due to a lack of evidence. That night, he skipped town. And when we searched the hall, he'd hidden an antique sword with his fingerprints on the hilt and Fergus's blood on the blade. Then there were the DNA traces found at the scene. It was pretty compelling, I suppose, and the chief was convinced that he'd done it.
What do you think?
This was something the chief and I argued over. Something just didn't add up. When we interviewed him, he seemed in complete shock and apparently gave us another lead. But his interview cassette went missing, and the chief was convinced of his guilt. That's all irrelevant now anyway. They dispose of old case files after 10 years, so any possible leads will be gone too.
Is there any way I could get hold of one of those case files? I could do with getting to the bottom of this.
Actually, I think they're running an auction at the village fete today. They're probably selling some old kitten evidence. You never know. You might get lucky.
Great, thank you. What can you tell me about the police chief?
He moved away recently after splitting up with his wife. If you ask me, it was his obsession with this case that pushed them apart. She's still around. I saw her walk past carrying a box of his old things a few weeks ago. No idea where he is now. Could be on the other side of the world.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So we only have look for old case files, but I'm pretty sure that this is suggesting that this box of cassettes could very well be like maybe that's like the cassette, the interview cassette that we're talking about. So we've looked at that thing a number of times now.
Anything new?
No, none of it's new. A lady bought in a box of her ex-husband's cassette tapes recently, though.
Yeah, okay.
What are you doing?
I'm entering a competition in this kid's magazine. The grand prize is a lifetime supply of fish and chips.
What does a lifetime supply of fish and chips even look like?
I don't know, I don't even like fish, but I can't resist a competition.
What do you have to do?
It's for kids, really. You need to name your favourite chip toppings.
How many have you got so far?
2. Salt and vinegar.
Does that count as 2?
I'm not sure, but I need at least 6 more and my mind's gone blank. In my day, I used to enjoy a nice bit of tripe on my chips. I don't know what kids today are into. You're the youngest person I've seen in here by about 40 years. Can you remember any?
The only time I ever had fish and chips was on holiday. I'll have a think and see if I can remember any.
Okay. So we're already looking for some holiday things at the moment.
Bye.
See ya.
So maybe that'll come up. Oh, Slames James. Hello, hello.
Who's this gamer?
Who's this gamer?
The chart show. It's crammed with cassettes, all dated individually. I'll take a look.
Oi, don't touch anything.
I was only looking.
That may well be the case, but I can't watch the shop and fill in this competition at the same time. So in the meantime, just keep your wandering fingers to yourself.
You could just put it down while there's a customer in the shop.
Oh, so you're planning to buy something now, are you? Just leave everything alone until I'm done.
Okay, there we go. So we know what we gotta do. Thank you very much for 36 months. Is that 3 years? Good gravy. Thank you very much, Slaves James. Behind. Okay, yeah, no worries. I appreciate the resub. Thank you very much. And yeah, enjoy the game. That is crazy. Have I really been streaming on this website for 3 years? Oh my goodness. One of those moments. Thank you very much for your continued support. That's awesome and very generous. Thank you. Does this make you hungry? I mean, I could go for some fish and chips right now. I'm not gonna lie. Brown sauce, curry, mashed peas, baked beans. Yep, because Britain. Yep. First channel you ever subbed to. Oh, really? Oh, wow. I very proudly have that first badge for this one. Very grateful for that. Definitely have been one of the most regular folks for the run. What do we... Okay, so we can't do the cassette tapes until we do this competition thing that came out of nowhere. But we know where they are. Now the other problem that we have here is that this swag grab that was mentioned, we need money to be able to participate in here, and I don't think we have any. We do have an Oxford English dictionary, though, and it's worth calling that out.
She's running the police auction. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
What should I do if I don't have enough money?
What should I do if I don't have enough money?
Yeah.
Maybe you're better off playing Goosey Wallop.
I thought you had to pay for goose walloping.
Apparently there was an incident and now it's free wallops all round.
Ooh.
Good to know. Thanks. Did you ever work with the old police chief?
Briefly. He left a couple of months after I joined the force.
Did he ever mention anything about the Fig Brothers case?
Oh, we never mentioned that case around him. He had an obsessive nature. If you knew what was good for you, you'd keep the conversation light. You know, the weather or pop music or something. He never missed the chart show on radio. He used to record it religiously onto meticulously labelled cassettes every week. I remember one time he couldn't find a blank cassette at home and almost had a meltdown. He even came into work after hours asking everyone if they had one he could use. See what I mean? Obsessive about pretty much everything. None of us were entirely surprised when his wife left him, to be honest. She gave boxes of his stuff to charity after they split up.
But what about the Fig Brothers?
Like I said, we all avoided talking about it. Didn't want to trigger him.
Okay. Alright, catch you later, Slimes James. See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Okay, so we've got I mean, the lead is there, right? We know exactly what to do. So Goosey Wallop has changed. Let us approach the Goosey Wallop.
I love this game. Please, can I have a go?
Go for it. It's free now anyway.
How come it's free?
We were charging £1 a go, but some old dear wanted a turn and dropped her purse in the mud. Then the cash all fell out of her purse.
Oh.
Then she slipped and fell on top of the cash. Then the mallet slipped and fell on top of her. I stopped charging in case she tried to sue us or something. The vicar's looking after her now, although I'm not sure who's looking after him.
What money did she drop?
No idea. The tits came and picked up most of it. Anything else will be under all this mud. If you see her, tell her not to sue me, alright?
Let her know.
Can I have a go at Goosey Wallop?
Sure. Do you want me to explain the rules to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
1. Touch the goose to make it spin. 2. Throw your mallet and try to hit it on the head. If you wait until it's spinning too slowly, your throw won't count. If you manage 3 wallops in a row, you get a prize. But budgets were cut this year, so it's only 1 prize per customer. Do you want me to repeat the rules?
Nah, I'm a seasoned goose walloper.
Fair enough. Let's wallop.
I wonder what the, wonder what it is. Okay, so this goes quick. Okay. We got a
That's
wallop.
all your spins for this go. How did you do?
I only managed 1 wallop.
Could be worse. Fancy another go?
Yes, please.
So how many times do I have to wallop it every time?
That's all your... How did...
I only managed 1.
Could be worse. Fancy another...
Just the 1 wallop,
Yes,
please.
please.
Okay. Oh, I'm so close to that. This poor bird.
That's all... How did...
I did.
Hey, fancy another go?
Yes, please.
That's all your spins for this go. How did you do?
I got 2 wallops.
Good going. Fancy another go?
If this is a badge, I guess it's still worth it, but like,
Yes, please.
I'm hoping that I'm not literally gonna just sit here all day. Goosey walloping. Now let me try again.
He's manning a...
Scale from Hook-a-Duck to Whack-a-Rat. That is the scale, too. This is very much Hook-a-Duck. I find Hook-a-Duck to be tricky, especially when you're in a hurry.
Can I have a go at Goosey Wallop?
Sure. Do you want me...
Nah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you can't just do it right out of the gate. So it might be
That's
worth
all.
going
How
around
did you do?
for 2
Hi, only
spins
money.
than going.
Could be worth. Fancy
you-
another.
Kind of aim a
Yes,
little bit
please.
better. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go.
That's all your spins for this go.
Triple
How
wallop.
did you do?
3 wallops. I got that goose proper.
Oh, nice one. Here you go. Take this badge as your prize.
It's a badge, that's fine.
Thanks.
Fancy another go?
That's fine.
No, I'm all walloped out for now.
Fair enough.
Okay, so he was asking for brass pounds before, I think, is if I recall
It
correctly.
might work better on grass. It works better. It might work. No outdoor event. It works better. No outdoor. I don't need a mud pack.
Wait, isn't the mud supposed to be where...
No outdoor event would be the same without it. It might work better on grass. It works better on soft ground. It might work better on grass. It works better on
Am I crazy?
no outdoor.
There we go.
Ooh, I just found a pound.
Okay, there we go. We're cooking with gas here. It's happening. That was very hook-a-duck, that was. Heimdall. Oh, interesting. Oops, just left on accident. Alright, here's my pound.
Don't just give me the money. You need to bid first.
Oh, right.
Right. Is everybody ready for the auction to begin? I said, is everybody ready for the auction to begin?
Oh, yes.
Okay, first up is this fine semi-automatic rifle behind me. What am I bid? £10 to start? Do I see 10 at the back of the room? 5. Do I hear 5?
We need a
3
rifle.
then. Do I have 3? Back in the room for £2. £1 it is.
I have a pound.
Is that a bid from the young lady who presumably has a gun license at the front?
No, I guess not.
Fine. I'll just put it down as unsold, like everything else today. Right. Last item. A large box containing all the evidence from the Fergus Fig murder investigation. Shall we just dispense with the theatre this time? What have you got?
So I can't just say I have a pound.
£1.
I suppose it'll buy me a Twax bar at the shop. Going,
That was good.
gone. Sold to the young girl with the already bulging rucksack at the front for £1.
Yay!
To say that today has been grossly unprofitable would be an understatement. I'm going on a break.
This is very good.
That'll be £1, please. Thank you.
1 muddy pound.
Don't, touch the guns and stuff, alright?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Atta girl.
First thing I'm gonna do is use gun.
Right, let's have a rummage in that box. There's loads of stuff in here, all bagged up. It's information that I'm after, though. Ah, here's the case file.
we
Let's
go.
take a look inside. It looks like some of the pages are missing. It doesn't even tell me the date of the murder. It has the details of 2 crucial pieces of evidence, though. The DNA sample found at the scene, and the sword with blood on the blade and fingerprints on the handle. I agree, it's pretty compelling. But something tells me there's more to it. It mentions Horatio's interview recorded on the night of the murder. Shame the interview cassette's not here too. I bet that would shed some more light on the case. I wonder if I can discover what happened to it.
Looks like we can look into this a little bit further.
Apparently, the DNA sample was hair retrieved from the fist of the victim. It looks like Fergus yanked a clump of it off his attacker. The DNA match to Horatio was 89%, with a 99.9% likelihood that it belonged to a close blood relative or sibling. So it was definitely a close family member. I wonder if there's anyone else who fits the bill. I'll ask around.
Okay. Is there anything else? I see sword evidence is just 2 pages, yeah?
According to the coroner's report, the murder weapon was a sharp blade exactly like the one found hidden at Fig Hall. It appears that Horatio had attempted to hide it up the chimney. There's a photo of the scene, and you can even see the dried blood on the blade. Forensic analysis confirmed Horatio's fingerprints on the hilt, and that the blood was 100% match for his brother Fergus. This photo reminds me of one I've seen somewhere before.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. I guess, should we pop into Fig Hall quick? Because it's obviously the fireplace, right?
Doesn't look like there's much to see now. It's all been cleaned up. I wish I could go back in time.
There are some photos showing how it looked 40 years ago, if that helps.
Thanks. I'm looking into old events, but not that old. I suppose I might as well take a look. According to the plaque, this photo's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, look at, there's a thing there.
Hang on a minute. There's the sword in the chimney, complete with the same dried blood spatter. If this photo is really 40 years old, what's it doing there 30 years before he even hid it? Unless it was actually hidden there decades before, and isn't the murder weapon at all. At least, not for this murder anyway. I wonder why someone hid a sword up there in the first place. I should go and tell the police officer about this.
Interesting. Too smart. Tell the police officer about this. As in this police officer, or Woody? Oops. So we'll go talk to Woody again. Oh, well, they're both here. That's convenient.
Hello.
Hello.
Enjoying your twacks?
It's okay. I'm sure they used to be bigger.
What can you tell me about Horatio's interview?
Well, that was a long time ago, love. It was recorded on the night of the murder.
When was that exactly?
Look, I don't mean any offence, but could you just drop it? Leave the detecting to the detectorists. There's no need to lose any sleep over it.
That's precisely my problem. I just know there's more to it than the case file suggests. What was the exact date of the murder?
This case is closed.
What if I could prove that the original evidence isn't strong enough to support the case? Then you'd tell me?
There's something about this case. Brings out the obsessive nature in people.
Something tells me there's more to it. I can't explain why.
Whatever. In the unlikely event you can cast serious doubt on both pieces of evidence in the case file, I'll throw all caution to the wind and tell you. Like it'll make any difference.
So you won't tell me the date of the murder?
Nope, that case is closed, unless you can prove otherwise.
I found some evidence.
Which piece?
The sword was hidden in Fig Hall fireplace 30 years before the murder.
Well, that sounds highly unlikely. Show me some proof.
Like what?
Photographic evidence is always nice.
Bye.
See ya.
Sheesh. So we have to take a photo of the photo, or do we just maybe we can just take the picture?
I wonder if anyone would notice if I took this.
Yup. Plus, I have an alarm switch right under the counter. And Howard the receptionist does a mean pile driver. You can pick up a promotional pack for members at reception. I think there are some postcards in there.
Thanks.
Okay. Let's talk to Howard.
Do you have a set of postcards for members?
Oh, yes. And not only that, I'll even throw in a free branded tote bag containing promotional literature from our specially selected third-party partners.
Joy.
I know, right? Here you go.
Thanks.
Here, let me take that visitor pass, too. I recognize you anyway.
Okay.
It's got some postcards and promotional junk in it. I'll take them out.
Okay, so there's our postcard. I guess that's good enough for what we need here. So we need to use postcards with police officers.
Here you go. This photo was taken 40 years ago. You can clearly see the blood-stained sword in the fireplace. And the other photo shows the two brothers duelling when they were younger. That's likely when the sword got covered in Fergus's blood.
Okay, I'll buy that. Fair dues. You're not at all bad at this. Found anything about the DNA yet?
Not yet, I'm working on it.
Jeez. I'm like 9 years old, dude. Give me a break. Yeah, metal detector. Yeah. I am in the midst of detecting everything here. I wonder if it's Curly's hair or something like that. So we have to figure something out about...
Here are the two pieces of evidence that pointed to Horatio. Shame the interview cassette's not here too. I bet that would shed some more light on the case. I wonder if I can discover what happened to it. Apparently, the DNA sample was hair retrieved from the fist of the victim. It looks like Fergus yanked a clump of it off his attacker. The DNA match to Horatio was 89%, with a 99.9% likelihood that it belonged to a close blood relative or sibling. So it was definitely a close family member. I wonder if there's anyone else who fits the bill. I'll ask around.
I wonder if... Yeah, maybe I guess I go back to Fig Hall and ask. I don't think there's much more to do here, probably.
Bye.
Bye then.
Hello.
I wouldn't bother. He's already spoke.
Fascinating.
Same
Not
here.
really.
No.
Back to Fig Hall. Alright, Esme.
She's watching everything I do. Did Horatio Fig have any other close family?
Well, it's possible. Apart from Fergus, they were a pretty secretive bunch. There could have been an old herd of them living here for all we know. There was a family tree hanging on that back wall when the Heritage Trust first took over. Oh, but that was stolen at the same time as one of the antique vases. No prizes for guessing who was on duty that day.
Marjorie.
Marjorie. They never even took a copy of it, so unless someone finds it, we'll never know.
Okay, so we don't know.
Bye.
Oh, come again soon. It's good to see your continuing interest in local history.
The joy of crabs. Crabbing is an inspired pastime enjoyed for generations. Make the most of your trip to the seaside by luring crabs into a bucket with rashers of juicy, full-flavoured prime-back bacon. Create succulent memories with your family this summer. Created by the Guild of Bacon Marketeers.
Nice. Is that good enough to be our dream book? I sure hope so. The Joy of Crabs.
You can see the sword stuck in the chimney plain as day. According to the plaque, this photo's almost 40 years old.
This is the family
It
tree
looks
there.
like there used to be a family tree hanging on the wall 40 years ago. It's too small to make out on the photograph, though. I wonder if anyone knows what happened to the original.
I guess we'll have to look around.
She's watching everything I do. Where's the...
Your guess is as good as mine. It was stolen around the same time as that priceless vase went walkabout.
The photo in the other room shows a sword stuck up the chimney.
Doesn't surprise me. There was all sorts of stuff here when the Trust took over. Most of it had been here for decades. Covered in dust and cobwebs. I don't think Horatio did a scrap of dusting while he was living here.
Bye.
Oh, come again soon.
Is Howard maybe now?
I'll leave him to tend to his members.
Alright, that's interesting. Okay. Is there anything we can do to assist this guy with his little competition thing?
Want some help with the competition?
Sure. Can you remember anything that goes on chips?
How many more do you need?
At least 6 more.
I'll get back to you. Bye.
See ya.
Things that go on chips, huh? How do we figure that out?
Bye.
It might be something we do in the dream, maybe. Alright, folks. I know it's been a bit of a short Lucy session, but I am going to have to call it here, because I've got to get running. But today was a really fun stream. Got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pin in here. I also need to, I also do need to rest a little bit. My chest is starting to go a little bit, but I had a good time. I appreciate everybody hanging out. It's very nice to have some company.